Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to mainly focus on Lamine's new role that we kind of saw in the second half against Girona. We are going to do some tactics that stood out in the second half, especially from Coach Michel and how he wanted to trap Flick with his own tactics. But we're going to get down to all of that. But before we do, please do subscribe to the channel, guys. It's going to help us a lot to get this family to go bigger. We upload weekly Barcelona content, and I'll know you love this channel if you are a die-hard Barca fan. So let's start. So let's start by analyzing here what the coach of Girona did to copy Mr. Flick, right? Because when Barcelona looked to build up, we also saw that Girona's winger would also come from an angle to try and force Barcelona to the one side, where Ruiz and the number 10 could actually be ready to go for the pressure. But what Girona didn't realize was Ter Stegen was fully capable with his left foot, and he could constantly find Jules Koundé. And Jules Koundé and guess who, Lamine Yamal was in this one-on-one situation. So Girona had to alter their tactics in order to be effective. That's where you saw that this winger would wait until the ball got to Cubarsí, and then he would press from an angle and where they could overload Barcelona on this side right over here. But then again, Cubarsí is also capable of finding these players between the lines, and even Pedri over on that left-hand side. But let's talk about Lamine Yamal's new role, and I think this is how you evolve players in becoming better. Like in the days of Xavi, you saw that because of the positional play that Lamine mainly stayed on this touchline. But now under Flick, we're seeing Lamine coming closer and closer into the half space as he's not that wide anymore, especially with Rafinha also. This I think is because of the central progression that Mr. Flick wants to have. Because when you look at the average positioning against Girona, you can see clearly here that Lamine Yamal is operating in the half space and Rafinha is even closer to Robert Lewandowski. This just proves that Rafinha is more like a second striker, where Balde is actually keeping the width. But we do see that Koundé is a lot more back than what Balde is. And I think if Barcelona can get a Joao Cancelo or a real right back, we would be even more dangerous. Because imagine all of the space left on that wing because they have to defend narrow. So what exactly is this new role that I'm talking about for Lamine Yamal? Because we do get it. He does operate in the half space a lot more, right? But now the fact that Jules Koundé is the one who's keeping the width, they defend extremely narrow, and I think we are going to see more and more Lamine Yamal dropping into the space right over here in order to be on the ball. And then he's now finding the likes of Olmo and Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha, because I don't think Flick likes the fact that Casado is dropping into the space right here. And so yeah, Lamine is going to take up a deeper role to be creative. So I think that Lamine Yamal is mainly going to do this from the half space, and that is why I think he has been doing that a lot, coming into the half space, because ultimately he will be closer to the goal. And you can also see that he receives the ball in between the lines, but I also want you to focus on how Jules Koundé is dropping unannounced and how Lewandowski and almost even swapped in positions. And now you can see when it's deeper, he now has these options to find these guys in between the lines, and look at the run of Rafinha even, which Lamine is capable of finding. I do feel like the main reason why Lamine Yamal is going to operate in this system, in this area right here, to be a lot deeper, is so that he can control the game, right? But also he wants Olmo to be a little bit closer to Robert Lewandowski because of the central progression. And we do know that Pedri mainly drop into this area right here. So this is kind of like going to overwork Pedri if he had to go to both sides. And then also Casado being in that space there is not working for him. But here's the deal. I think it's because Lamine Yamal is press resistant, because the people are laying off. They don't want to be beaten in a one-on-one situation. So these runs from Rafinha can go unmarked. Look at how these players are not willing to press onto Lamine, because they're scared. He's very good in one-on-one situations and also very press resistant. So this is a good tactic for Lamine to come this deep and actually get on the ball, right? So then Pedri and Dani Olmo can really focus on being higher up the pitch. So this is taking a lot of creative responsibility off of Pedri and Dani Olmo. So it's kind of like the same thing that Rafinha is doing on the other side, And another thing I also wanted to mention is Who else is seeing how great this guy has been? Marc Casado. Because look at his positioning; he's staying fairly central, like he is supposed to. So very good tactics from Mr. Flick, right? And do let me know what do you think about Lamine Yamal's new position. As always, do subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the Monaco video dropping tomorrow. Thank you.